Hi everyone, welcome back to Keep Talking About Mental Health. And today I'm going to share with you some of my tips that I got from this book, Overcoming Anxiety for Dummies, by Charles H. Eliot and Laura L. Smith. They both have a PhD. And I'm sorry, not tips. Recognizing the symptoms of anxiety. Because some people who suffer from anxiety or an anxiety disorder most of the time don't know that they do. Thinking anxiously. And here are some of the things that you or someone else maybe can tell if you're thinking anxiously. Approval addiction. If you're an approval addict, you worry a great deal about what other people think about you. Living in the future and predicting the worst. When you do this, you think about everything that lies ahead and assume the worst possible outcome. Magnification. People who magnify the importance of negative events usually feel more anxious than other people do. Perfectionism. If you're a perfectionist, you assume that any mistake means total failure. Poor concentration. Anxious people routinely report that they struggle with focusing their thoughts. Short-term memories sometimes suffers as well. Racing thoughts. Thoughts zip through your mind in a stream of almost uncontrollable worry and concern. Behaving anxiously. We have 3 words that describe anxious behavior: avoidance, avoidance, and avoidance. Anxious people inevitably attempt to stay away from things that make them anxious. Whether it's snakes, heights, crowds, freeways, parties, paying bills, reminders of bad times, or public speaking, anxious people search for ways out. In the short run, avoidance lowers anxiety. It makes you feel a little bit better. However, in the long run, avoidance actually maintains and heightens anxiety. We give you ways of, this just says that it'll give you more ways in Chapter 8. If you have this book or maybe you want to check it out at your local library, for more tips, it's on Chapter 8. Finding anxiety in your body. Symptoms that you may experience will be accelerated heartbeat, shortness of breath, dizziness, sweating, muscle tension or twitching, fatigue. Did I say dizziness? Dizziness already? I don't know if I said that. Blood pressure increases. You have problems in your digestive system. General aches and pains, stuff like that. So your thinking symptoms are the thoughts that run through your mind, and the behaving symptoms are the things that you do in response to your anxiety. And feeling symptoms are how your body reacts to the anxiety. Okay? And the cost of anxiety. What does anxiety cost you? A physical toll, higher blood pressure, tension, headaches, and gastrointestinal systems that can affect your body. A toll on your kids. This is if you have a kid. Parents with anxiety more often have anxious children. This is due in part to genetics, but it's also because kids learn from observation. Anxious kids may be so stressed that they can't pay attention in school. Fat. Anxiety and stress increase the stress hormones known as cortisol, and cortisol causes fat storage in the abdominal area, and this thus increases the risk of heart disease and stroke. Stress also leads to increased eating. More trips to the doctor. That's because those with anxiety frequently experience worrisome physical symptoms. In addition, anxious people often worry a great deal about their health. Relationship problems. People with anxiety frequently feel irritable. Sometimes they withdraw emotionally or do the opposite and independently cling to their partners. Downtime. Those with anxiety disorders miss work more often than other people, usually as an effort to temporarily quell their distress. So if you recognize some of these in you, I would maybe check out my videos on How I Cope with Anxiety if you haven't seen that already. Or if you feel like that's enough, maybe speak to someone like a therapist or a doctor, or get this book. This book is kind of thick, but I haven't read every word in it. I've just kind of looked through the chapters that seem really interesting to me. But this has so much in it, and it retails for $22 in the US. So if you're thinking about getting this book, I would get it. So please like this video if you liked it, and leave comments if this helped you recognize anxiety that you knew that you had or maybe didn't have before. Okay, bye guys.